Persona 5 Royal is my game of the year for 2020. What do you mean I can't choose my game of the year yet? It hasn't been a full year? Feels like it has, but I guess that's just 2020 for you. Let me start over. Persona 5 Royal is a magnificent game full of all the features that made the original a smash hit and many new features that make it a worthwhile follow-up for even the most dedicated vanilla Persona 5 fan. It's a jam-packed, more than 100-hour experience packed with content. Persona 5 Royal is definitely a game I'm glad I had for this stay-at-home quarantine time. If you are new to Persona or a veteran of all the games and spin-offs, or anywhere in between, there is so much this game has to offer you. Persona 5 Royal is the revamped re-release for Persona 5, the fantastic JRPG that came out in 2016 in Japan and 2017 in the West for the PS3 and PS4. Royal came out in October of 2019 in Japan and March 2020 in the West exclusively for the PS4 and was also critically and commercially successful. The game was developed by P Studio under the umbrella of publisher Atlus. As for the gameplay, Persona 5 Royal is a JRPG with dungeon crawling, social simulation, and turn-based battles. Royal adds huge amounts of content to the base game, with everything from new characters to entirely new endings to the game, but those will be discussed more later in the video. For now, we must establish the setting and premise for Persona 5 Royal. The game takes place in Tokyo in the year 20XX, and stars you as Joker, the blank slate protagonist that you can name whatever you want, which is why I'll be referring to him by codename. Joker arrives in Tokyo to stay with a new legal guardian named Sojiro Sakura as part of his probation for an alleged assault, which was in fact Joker trying to protect a woman from a drunken belligerent man. Joker also starts at a new school called Shujin Academy, although this is certainly not a fresh start given the school's attitude towards him. On his way to his first day, Joker, along with another student, gets sucked into a place called a palace, and along with a talking, not a cat named Morgana, begins to discover more about what they've wandered into. Turns out, they had wandered into the metaverse, a cognitive realm separate from the real world, and had chanced upon a palace which is formed when an individual has significantly distorted desires. Hope is not lost for these twisted people and their victims, however, for Joker awakens to his persona while in the metaverse, and along with a group of friends forms a group called the Phantom Thieves of Hearts. The Phantom Thieves use their access to the metaverse and their personas to steal the treasures from the palace rulers and change their hearts, taking care of the distorted desires in the process and forcing the real-life people to confess and repent their misdeeds. All of this is done with the help of the party's personas in order to take out the rulers and the enemies called shadows that infest the metaverse. The personas are a manifestation of the rebellious will within the spirit of all of the party members. Unlike the other party members though, Joker is what's called a wild card and can change personas during battle based on what the situation calls for. This adaptability is going to be highly useful because the game goes through many twists and turns on its way as new allies, new enemies, and new mysteries show up at every point of the story. The story starts strong and does an admirable job keeping up that momentum throughout the game. The overall story does rise and dip in quality, but for the most part it is still entertaining, and at its best, it's thought-provoking and fantastic storytelling. The real strength of the game, though, is its characters, especially the main cast of Phantom Thieves. Through the Confidant system, where Joker spends time with characters in order to level up their Confidant and gain new abilities, we get a deeper dive into many varied and fun characters. The main cast, as I said, are all great, and their interactions with Joker and together as a group are a highlight of the game. The side characters are also well realized and motivated, seeing how they develop and overcome their issues with Joker's help is a worthwhile journey. Royal also adds 2 new character confidants and reworked another one for a major character in the vanilla version. Takuto Maruki, the new school counselor, is a fascinating confidant that explores psychology in creative ways. Then there is Kasumi Yoshizawa, the honor student gymnast who arrived at Shujin at the same time as Joker and strikes up a quick bond with him. For those who have played the original Persona 5, these 2 characters are big additions, and I at least was not disappointed based on how their story arcs unfold. The new interactions, starting from very early on in the game and of course extending into the new 3rd semester at the end of the game, felt genuine and gave Royal some opportunities to freshen up the narrative. As for gameplay, there isn't all that much to shake up the refined formula of social simulation and dungeon crawling seen in the Persona series. You still invade palaces, trying to work out routes to the treasure of the palace ruler and send calling cards to them to make the treasure appear. And you also spend time in classes answering various trivia questions and dodging chalk. Or at least, hopefully dodging chalk, in order to improve your social stats, which you need at times to advance certain confidants. This system means you've got to balance hanging out with your friends, improving your social stats, and doing your Phantom Thief business all at once with the strict calendar system in which the game operates. It's not possible to do everything, but if you manage your time well, you can do a lot. The social simulation really has no major changes apart from having a couple more confidants and more time to work with, so the changes, or more accurately adjustments, come mainly to combat. Enemies in the Persona series have elemental weaknesses and can also have weaknesses to guns or physical, but it's mainly the elemental weaknesses. Elemental attacks take SP to use and special physical attacks take HP. SP is the one that needs more management, but be careful with HP because if Joker's health hits 0, it's game over. If a character successfully attacks the weaknesses, they get the chance to strike again, and Baton Pass allows you to pass that chance off to another character. In Royal, you could baton pass as soon as you get a new teammate, as opposed to before, when you had to advance their confidant to a certain level in order to do so. Passing off helps mainly when you are facing several enemies of different types, because if you can knock all of them down by targeting weaknesses, you get a powerful, all-out attack. Either that, or you could recruit them as one of Joker's personas or demand money or items. The main thing is that it's highly useful to knock down all enemies. The next big addition is the Showtime attacks. Throughout the game, certain characters will meet up and discuss making a new move. This move is a Showtime attack, and it's freaking powerful. Plus, it comes with a flashy attack cutscene to enjoy if you want. That's it for the major battle changes, although there's still more such as new enemies or the reworked gun system, but I can't get into everything and keep this video a reasonable length. The next big thing to talk about is that the palaces have had some work done between Vanilla Persona 5 and Royal. The main changes with palaces and Royal are made to take advantage of Joker's new grappling hook ability. In limited spots, Joker can use his grappling hook to skip past places in palaces or reach new spots. Later on, the grappling hook can even be used to ambush enemies if the regular ambush isn't stylish enough for you. The game especially likes for these new grappling hook points to lead to will seeds, which are little potato skull-like things found in sets of 3 in each palace. Collecting all of them leads to the creation of an accessory, and I encourage you to find all the will seeds because these accessories can be extremely powerful. They also restore SP when you first find them, making long palace exploration easier than ever. Early on, most of the palaces only have these added areas with the will seeds, plus some new grappling hook accessible areas. As you continue to later palaces, veteran players will recognize entirely reworked areas of palaces that help clear up some of the more tedious spots of the original. Royal didn't stop there with palace changes, and they have also reworked every palace boss battle. All of them in new ways that challenge the player. Except one, which is changed to be perhaps the most frustrating boss battle I've ever had the displeasure of doing. Thankfully, that's only one. The rest are appropriately balanced difficulty-wise. Still don't know whose bright idea that exception was, though. In addition to palaces, the other place of Metaverse Cognitive Realm area that the Phantom Thieves can go to is called Mementos, otherwise known as the Public's Palace. This area is where side quests happen for distorted people who aren't quite big enough to have palaces but still need to have their hearts changed. A big update to Mementos and Royal comes with the new character José, a little kid who drives around drinking flowers and collecting stamps. Oh, and you can collect those stamps and flowers in order to get items with the flowers and give bonuses to XP, money, or items received in Mementos with the stamps. A nice additional aspect to make Mementos exploration a little more purposeful than just find the target or way down and be done with the place. Plus, it makes Mementos even better for grinding for money, experience points, or new personas if you're fighting all the enemy shadows along the way. As I mentioned before, Joker can recruit enemies to become his personas, allowing him greater options to exploit enemy weaknesses in battle. You can manage these personas and execute them to fuse other more powerful ones in the Velvet Room, a place where Joker is a prisoner kicked around by pint-sized wardens Justine and Caroline, and under the control of the man with the long nose. This system is mostly the same from vanilla Persona 5, but occasionally in Royal you get a fusion alarm after completing many battles in the metaverse that allows the personas you fuse to be even more powerful, albeit with the risk of mistakes happening. I found these fusion alarms helpful when trying to construct a powerful team of personas. As before, Caroline and Justine serve as a confidant upgraded by collecting certain personas with unique abilities. However, you also have the opportunity to take them around Tokyo in special events in Royal. These offer skill cards as rewards and are quite amusing, but I did pass on most of them to focus on other new stuff that can be found around Tokyo. Tokyo itself is basically the same, with just a few added areas, the biggest of which is Kichijoji. Kichijoji has a billiards and darts room where you can upgrade your baton pass with other party members and your technical damage as a group. It also has several new shops, a temple for meditation, and a jazz bar where you can take confidants and gain some social stats. The other new location is the aquarium, which is just another place to take people or meet up with them. But it's nice, especially since it seems to be a favorite of Kasumi's. Some of these new locations are taken advantage of in new holiday events, such as the White Day event from late in the game. It's good they're getting as much as they can out of these locations, which look really good, although that's standard for the entire game. The game looks fantastic. Every part of Persona 5 Royal's art oozes style and is thematically appropriate. Of course, this includes the cutscenes and flashy showtime or all-out attack animations, but this is a constant from exploration to menus. Everything is purposeful and stylish. In addition to a distinct art style, the music is uniquely suited for the game with its jazz inspirations. The soundtrack is incredible and never drops in quality, including for all of the 30 new songs added for Royal. The voice acting is superb across the board, and that's not surprising considering the extremely talented cast of actors they got for all the characters. The game looks and sounds amazing. There are few video games that have ever been made that can compare to the amazing work done to make this game distinctive in its presentation while also easy to navigate and use despite some complex systems. I hope this has convinced any people interested but new to Persona 5 to give Royal a try. It truly is the definitive edition of the game, and that's why I also think it's worth it for people who have played vanilla Persona 5 to give Royal a try. I've listed out a lot of new things for the game characters, endings, songs, game mechanics, and there's so much more. The Thieves' Den allows you to watch movies, play cards, and decorate it all from the pause menu of the game. Akechi's Confidant has been reworked entirely, new enemies appear including ones that explode when you defeat them, new character portraits and phone calls give characters more chance to show off their personalities. It doesn't solve all the issues that the vanilla version had, but it does a lot to make the game more streamlined and enjoyable from start to finish. 100-hour games aren't supposed to be a breeze to get through. And that wasn't entirely the case for Persona 5 Royal, but every time I wasn't playing it, I was thinking about playing it. The game has one of the best gameplay loops I've ever encountered, making the just 10 more minutes extend up to several more hours without boring me. The new content showed up early on and kept me on my toes till the very end, even though I knew how the original story went. Persona 5 Royal is an exciting game that met and surpassed all expectations I had for it. If you want a game to fill your life with fun and like the look of this one, don't hesitate to get up, get out there, and play it. I hope you enjoy it if you do end up getting it. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video and want more people to see it to encourage them to get into Persona 5 Royal. Comment below any thoughts, subscribe for more video game content, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day, and happy gaming.